4 million years ago, long before cities, kingdoms, or written history, Earth was a world untamed. Dense forests stretched endlessly, rivers carved deep valleys, and mountains rose like silent guardians over the land. It was an age when survival was a daily struggle, and only the strongest tribes of early humans endured. But even in this harsh and dangerous world, emotions like love, jealousy, and courage were alive in the beating hearts of our ancestors. This is the story of a man, a woman, and a battle that would be remembered as one of the earliest epic fights for love. Our tale begins in a primitive valley, surrounded by thick jungle and echoing with the roars of saber-tooth tigers and the calls of giant birds. A small tribe of early humans lived here, their lives revolving around hunting, gathering, and protecting one another. Among them was a strong and fearless man, known as Kor, a leader admired not only for his strength, but for his wisdom in guiding the tribe. Kor was tall, muscular, and carried a stone spear sharpened against the rocks of the river. His people trusted him, for he had saved them many times from beasts of the wild. But what made Kor truly human was not only his bravery, it was his love for a young woman of the tribe, Era. Era was graceful, with sharp eyes that spotted danger before others, and a gentle spirit that cared for the children and elders of the group. Her bond with Kor grew stronger each day, in a world where tomorrow was never guaranteed. Around the fire at night, they shared stories, laughter, and dreams of a safer life for their people. Yet, in every story of love, there comes a rival, and in this tribe, that rival was Drak, another powerful warrior. Drak was fierce, ambitious, and ruthless. He believed that strength alone made a leader, and he envied Kor not just for his leadership, but for Era's affection. To Drak, Era was not a partner, but a prize proof of dominance. He watched from the shadows, waiting for his moment. The turning point came one fateful evening. The tribe was celebrating after a successful hunt, their bellies full, their spirits high. But as night fell, Drak challenged Kor before the tribe. With firelight flickering on his face, Drak declared that Era should belong to him, for he was the strongest. Gasps rose from the tribe. Such a challenge was dangerous, for it threatened not just love, but the unity of the entire group. Kor stood tall, his hand gripping his spear, his eyes burning with determination. He did not see Era as a possession, but as his equal, his partner. He stepped forward and said, "Love is not won by force. It is earned by heart." His words, though simple, carried power, echoing into the silence of the jungle night. But Drak was unmoved. He roared in anger, and the challenge was set. The next morning, under the rising sun, the tribe gathered in a wide clearing. This was no ordinary fight. It was not only for Era, but for the soul of the tribe itself, who would lead them into the dangerous future, a ruler of wisdom or a ruler of fear. Kor and Drak faced each other, muscles tense, stone weapons in hand. The jungle was alive with anticipation, birds circling above as if sensing the coming storm. Then, with a cry, Drak charged. The clash of stone against stone rang out as their spears collided. The battle had begun. It was a brutal fight. Drak swung with the fury of a predator, his strikes wild and powerful. But Kor fought with precision, his movements guided by calm strategy. He blocked, dodged, and struck back, each blow echoing like thunder. The tribe shouted, some calling for Kor, others for Drak, the air thick with dust and tension. Era stood at the edge, her heart pounding. She knew this was not just a fight for her, but for what kind of world her tribe would live in, one ruled by love and respect, or by fear and violence. Minutes felt like hours. Both warriors were wounded, blood mixing with sweat. Finally, Drak lifted a massive stone, aiming to crush Kor. But Kor, with a final burst of strength, struck Drak's leg, sending him crashing to the ground. With his spear raised, Kor stood over his rival. The tribe held its breath. Would he end Drak's life? But in that moment, Kor chose mercy. He lowered his weapon and said, "This fight is over. Love cannot be taken. It is given." His voice carried across the silent clearing. Drak, defeated and humiliated, crawled away into the jungle's shadows. The tribe erupted in cheers. They had witnessed not only strength but wisdom. Kor turned to Era, who rushed to his side, her eyes filled with pride and relief. Their hands joined, not as master and prize, but as partners who had survived the test of love. From that day forward, their story was told around fires, passed down through generations. It was remembered not just as the battle of two men, but as the birth of something greater, the idea that love and compassion could be stronger than brute force. And so, 4 million years ago, in a world ruled by beasts and survival, a king fought not only for his woman, but for the heart of humanity itself.